Hey everyone, so I'm sorry for the bad lighting because I'm actually filming at night because I forgot to film my video today. But this week's theme on Summer Collaborators is pet peeves, so I'm just going to be talking about some of my pet peeves. So the first thing is that when I'm texting someone and like someone's sitting next to me and they just kind of like lean over and read what you're typing, it's just, oh my god, it's so annoying because it's like, I don't want you to read, so then you kind of have to do like the awkward kind of turn like away, and then they just kind of like look away and it's like, The next one is when you're just walking and then all of a sudden someone will just stop in front of you and you're just kind of like, what? Like, why did they stop? Or when you're stuck behind a really slow walker and you can't get past because, like, say they're in like a group of friends and they're just taking up like the whole path and you can't get past them, so you just have to like awkwardly kind of like move around, and then they just kind of look at you like, what? Okay, so this next one happens like every time that I go back to London where I used to live. All the people who are there that knew me when I was younger, they're always like, oh wow, you've grown so much, I haven't seen you since you were like this tall, and it's like, okay, well I don't even know who you are, so there's just like these random people who are like talking to me and I'm just like, I don't even know your name, but I just kind of like stand there and I'm like, haha, yeah. Okay, this next one is so annoying. So it's kind of like when people don't put down their phone and you're talking to them and you're like telling them a story or something, and or like you just say something really long and then they're just like texting or they're just doing something, and then you finish your story and they're like, oh sorry, what? Sorry, I wasn't listening, and just like, yeah, never mind. Like, it's obviously not that important if you don't want to listen. Okay, that also kind of links on to like when people just don't put down their phone. Like, it's okay to like check your Twitter and whatever, Instagram, like every once in a while, or like check if you have a text. But like when people are constantly on their phone, like I had this one friend who she sat with us at lunchtimes and she didn't even say hello to me when I sat down at the table. Like, she just didn't even look up from her phone, and sometimes like it took her about 10 minutes to realise that I'd sat down because she was just staring at her phone. Sometimes she didn't even notice and then she'd just like walk off at the end of like lunch or something, and I'd be like, okay, bye. Or like if you're like sitting down to watch a film and the person just like doesn't put down their phone, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point in even watching a film if you're just going to be on your phone? What's the point in me even being here, like, if you're just going to be on your phone and like ignore me? Also, I had this one friend who, we were in the cinema and she started checking her phone and I was like, what are you doing? And we were watching Harry Potter as well, so I was just like, you can't like check your phone while you're watching Harry Potter. It's wrong. And it's so distracting as well because she just kept getting out her phone. I was like, what do you think you're doing? Like, you're in a cinema, you don't check your phone in the cinema. Okay, so this next thing is disgusting. It's when like at school or something and people just don't flush the toilet. Why would you even poo at school? It's just, I don't know, and then they don't even bother to flush it. It's just like, oh yeah, let's just go for a poo and then walk off, let's not flush it. You know, like they probably didn't wash their hands and they touch like the door and stuff. Like whenever I'm with a friend then I always get them to open the door, I just kind of stand there and wait for them to open the door. Yeah, another thing that kind of annoys me is when people are like talking to you or like they're telling you something and they just don't break eye contact and they're just like staring at you and you're just kind of like, yeah, and then like you can't listen to what they're saying. So like if they're giving you instructions then like, or like telling you how to do something and you're just like, yeah, okay, thanks, yeah, yeah. And it's just like, it's so awkward, and then like I just kind of like look around after and I'm like, oh, what did they tell me to do? Or like that always happens at school and then I'm just like, yeah, I still don't get it. Okay, so that is like just some of my pet peeves. Like obviously there's loads more, but they're like what I think of. Yeah, so thank you for watching, bye.